Do you enjoy your time so far?
A lot. It's a shame we don't have more time to. Yeah.
So congrats on Like Grenades reaching #1. But, in this day and age with declining albums, does it really matter?
I don't think it really matters. It's one of those things that, when anytime you put an album out, you never really know what's going to happen or how many people are going to enjoy it or like it or buy it or whatever. And yeah, it's so impossible to tell who's buying the records and who's downloading the music for free, and which we don't really care about anyway because it doesn't really matter. But it was kind of nice. It was like having a #1 album. It's kind of like, yeah, there you go. Good job. Get to work. And to do it 16 years into our career, our first #1 album. It's one of those things that if it didn't happen, we'd probably be like, yeah, it doesn't matter. But that happened, so we're like, yeah, that's cool.
Which is the least perfect album of Incubus?
The least preferred.
Right up here.
They're all weird to us. All of them, every single one.
Question: the least preferred?
Yeah.
Favorite.
Oh,
they're all weird to us.
Favorite.
Yeah.
I find the further back I go, for me, this is just me. Further back I go, the more my hands start to sweat. I'm like, ooh, why did I do that?
Yeah, it gives you like a weird.
heebie-jeebies.
Yeah. If you're feeling like you're just staring at all these really old, awkward pictures of yourself. Or it's like listening to your own voice on somebody else's, like,
answering
voicemail.
machine or something.
It's
Yeah.
so strange.
It's like looking at your old yearbooks.
Yeah, exactly. It's not really for us to decide. That's really just we just make the music and people will respond to it however they will,
I can honestly say, though, that I am mildly embarrassed at times that some of our
I think it's impossible not to. I think that any person who makes music or is an artist or a writer or in any capacity will probably cringe at their earlier works.
You always want to improve upon what you've done. It's kind of like, it's not like looking at a picture of yourself with a bad haircut. It's kind of like, oh, why did I do that?
Okay, yeah. I want to ask a question about, in 2004, you released a single, Megalomaniac, and then people interpreted the song as referring to George W. Bush. And the thing that I want to ask is that he is about to end his term, and what do you guys feel about that? And
you know what? I really would like to know what you guys think of that.
Oh,
to be perfectly honest.
I love it. I mean, he should.
You love him, or
No, it's not. But yeah, I think he should step down. And what I want to know is, in this election, who are you guys supporting and why? And what are your hopes for the political condition in your country?
It goes without saying that the world is very excited to see George Bush finished and the Bush regime begun. I think it would be not inappropriate at all for George Bush and the people of the Bush regime to be held accountable for a lot of the terrible things that they did. I personally have to say that they are actually criminals. They should be held as criminals against humanity, honestly. I think that
Did you hear what happened in Vermont yesterday? There was a piece of legislation that was passed in Vermont, and I guess it's like a more of like a symbolic piece of legislation. It won't ever actually be implemented, but it was passed in the state to hold George Bush and Dick Cheney and all of the people in his cabinet accountable as war criminals.
That's what I'm talking about. I honestly think that. I just think that he's responsible for hundreds of thousands of innocent lives, not only American lives, but people from all over the world. Especially innocent Iraqis and people in that region. And it's really unfortunate. And at the very least, they should apologize.
What do you think will ever happen?
I don't think it'll ever happen because I don't think that our system is too caught up in the bureaucracy to make everything actually happen in our lifetimes. they'll probably have like a library named after it in 5 years, and then it'll all go to hell.
And there are no consequences.
Right. The thing is,
powerful families and powerful people in states and regimes, you can call them, they have a tendency to just get glossier with age and become more glorified and eventually get their face on money, you know?
Yeah. He'll end up on a nickel or something pretty soon.
If Hillary Clinton became the next president, it would be really freaky to me that for such a long period of time that the presidency has been passed back and forth between two families.
It's like the Celtics and the Lakers in the 80s.
Yeah.
So crazy.
You have a band full of Obama supporters here.
Yeah.
All of us, I think I can speak for the whole band, we believe that Barack Obama is our generation's JFK. He's like the person that really has the ability to mobilize people, young and old, of all races and colors and creeds, and it's actually exciting to see him when he speaks. He makes you feel like something good might actually happen, things might actually change. I don't think that he's been involved in politics long enough to have been sort of tainted by it. If that makes any sense. A lot of people they say like, oh, you're not experienced enough, and I think that he is experienced enough and just inexperienced enough to be able to do something very different, which is really what needs to happen. The world is changing so fast, you know, all and everything in the world. I mean, America really needs different kinds of leader to be like our representative. That's really what it comes down to. You know, the president actually has very little power, singularly. You know, it's really about he puts together he or she puts together a team of people to make those decisions and present those decisions to the country, and we need somebody. I think we need him.